7 years. 7 wishes. One story that refuses to fade. In a world where fame changes overnight, actress Yang Zi has quietly built something timeless, a ritual of remembrance that transcends gossip and glamour. Every year, as the clock strikes midnight on October 19th, she whispers a message to one man, Li Xian. But what lies behind those midnight wishes? And what has she truly been doing since 2018? Stay with us, because this isn't just about two celebrities. It's about loyalty, memory, and the kind of care the world seems to have forgotten. When Yang Zi and Li Xian first appeared together on screen, no one could have predicted the quiet ripple their partnership would send through the industry. It wasn't the dialogue that captured audiences, it was the way silence lingered between them, the kind of silence that speaks louder than words. Their eyes carried a story all their own, a story of understanding and restraint, of trust built without effort. In a world where chemistry is often engineered through scripts and media campaigns, theirs felt untouched by artifice. The connection between them seemed to emerge naturally, as if it had existed long before the cameras began to roll. Viewers didn't just see two actors performing, they saw two souls mirroring each other's sincerity. There was no rush to impress, no exaggerated gestures, only a rare, unspoken harmony that left people feeling as though they had witnessed something genuine. It reminded audiences of the golden age of cinema, when emotion was not manufactured by lighting or marketing, but born from truth. For Yang Zi, who had grown up in the spotlight, it was a return to what she loved most, the purity of storytelling. For Li Xian, reserved and thoughtful, it was a discovery that performance could feel effortless when trust existed on set. After filming ended, most expected them to drift apart, as so many co-stars do once a project fades from the public eye. Yet their story refused to end there. Quietly, almost imperceptibly, they continued to appear in each other's lives, a word of encouragement, a message of support, a shared glance at a public event that spoke of mutual respect. What made this bond remarkable was its subtlety. It didn't demand attention, yet it commanded admiration. It felt grounded, private, and human. In the years that followed, fans began to realize that what connected Yang Zi and Li Xian wasn't just collaboration, it was empathy. They understood the loneliness that comes with fame, the fragility behind every smile. Their friendship became a safe space, a reminder that even in an industry built on illusion, authenticity can still exist. That first spark on set had quietly grown into something lasting, not a rumor or spectacle, but a testament to the quiet power of understanding between two people who simply saw each other as they were. It began as a simple gesture, a quiet midnight message shared between two people who once stood under the same light. Every year, as the clock approached midnight on the 19th of October, millions of eyes turned to one question: would Yang Zi remember again? And she always did. Without fail, her post would appear, perfectly timed yet effortlessly natural, as if it had been written not on a schedule but from memory. There were no grand declarations, no elaborate captions or hashtags. Just a few gentle words that seemed to come straight from the heart. Over time, those words became something far greater than a birthday greeting. They became a symbol of constancy, a reminder that sincerity can still find a place in an age of noise and distraction. People began to stay awake each year, waiting for that moment. When the message appeared, the internet would erupt not in frenzy, but in warmth, a collective sigh of recognition, as though everyone had witnessed a piece of humanity shining through the glare of fame. Fans called it their midnight ritual, but for Yang Zi, it was never a performance. It was an act of remembrance, a soft echo of friendship and gratitude that transcended fame and distance. In the stillness of that hour, while the rest of the world slept, her post felt like a light left on in a quiet room, a silent assurance that some connections endure no matter how far life pulls people apart. What made the ritual powerful was its simplicity. She never sought attention or validation. She didn't need to. Her timing, her choice of words, her consistency, all spoke of a sincerity that no headline could manufacture. It became a language of its own, one that required no explanation and no audience to be meaningful. As years passed, that midnight message became not just about Li Xian's birthday, but about what it represented: loyalty, grace, and a gentle defiance against the fleeting nature of modern fame. For fans, it was hope disguised as a post, a reminder that care, when given quietly and consistently, holds a beauty that no performance can match. And for Yang Zi, perhaps it was never about being seen at all, but about remembering someone she truly valued, even when the world wasn't watching. The 6th year arrived quietly, and with it came an unfamiliar stillness. For 5 consecutive years, Yang Zi's birthday wish to Li Xian had appeared like clockwork, a soft, unwavering gesture that fans had come to treasure. But this time, as midnight passed, the screen remained dark. No message, no post, no sign of the ritual that had once felt as certain as sunrise. The absence spoke louder than any words could. Across social media, anticipation turned into confusion, and confusion into worry. People refreshed their feeds again and again, hoping to see even the faintest trace of her familiar greeting.
The silence felt personal, like watching a tradition unravel before one's eyes.
Speculation began almost instantly. Some said they had grown apart, others whispered of misunderstandings or unspoken tensions. Yet beneath the noise, what truly emerged was a collective sense of melancholy, as if something sacred had been lost to time. For fans, this small act had never been just a post. It had been a reminder that kindness and loyalty could still exist amid the chaos of celebrity life. To see it falter, even for one night, was like seeing faith itself flicker. And still, Yang Zi remained silent. Then when the frenzy had reached its peak, she reappeared, not with drama, not with explanation, but with quiet grace. Hours after the storm of speculation, she posted her birthday message. It was simple, calm, and sincere. She didn't justify her delay or feed the rumors. She didn't owe the world an explanation, and that was precisely what made her gesture profound. In her quiet timing lay a lesson: true care doesn't need to perform. It doesn't exist to meet expectation, it exists because it feels right. Her silence had not been absence, it had been reflection. And when her words finally arrived, they carried a weight that no perfectly timed post ever could. The delay made the message feel more human, more real. It reminded everyone that connection is not measured by punctuality, but by intention. Through a single act of restraint, Yang Zi transformed what could have been a scandal into a moment of dignity. In a world addicted to immediacy, she chose stillness. In doing so, she reminded everyone that sincerity, when rooted in truth, always finds its way, even if it arrives a little late. Since 2018, while this ritual continued, Yang Zi has walked a path defined not by fame, but by purpose. She has acted in acclaimed roles showing the complexity of modern women, balancing vulnerability and strength. Off-screen, she supported children's education campaigns and mental health foundations, often under the radar. She's also found time to paint, to travel in silence, and to mentor young actresses entering the industry she once struggled through. Each year as she grows, her birthday message to Li Xian seems to carry a deeper meaning, not just friendship, but gratitude.
7 years. In the entertainment world, that is a lifetime.
Trends fade, headlines change, but this quiet ritual has survived storms, rumors, and even time itself. It teaches something powerful. Real connection doesn't demand attention.
It simply endures.
Perhaps it's friendship. Perhaps it's love. Or maybe it's something even more profound, a shared respect between two people who remind each other of who they were before fame found them. What keeps people waiting for Yang Zi's post every year isn't curiosity, it's hope. Hope that kindness still exists.
Hope that someone, somewhere, remember you at midnight.
In an age of fleeting likes and forgettable trends, her small act of consistency has become a symbol of emotional integrity. It tells us that care doesn't need an audience, it just needs to be real. And as another October passes, millions once again refresh their screens, waiting for that familiar warmth. Maybe it's not about love stories at all. Maybe it's about how a simple gesture can remind the world what humanity feels like. Speech Balloon, if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to News Star CN, where we celebrate the people, the stories, and the emotions that make Asian entertainment truly unforgettable. Thank you for watching, and remember,
Some team, the quietest bons are the ones that last the longest.